today we're starting with t-shirts. Hello, welcome back. We're talking about Rucking, that brand of t-shirts I occasionally buy from. They obviously had, I don't know why I keep saying obviously, like you should know just because I'm talking about it. No, they had, this is a Rucking shirt, it's Godzilla versus Hedorah. Love it. They had a David Lynch selection of shirts, which I bought 4. They just came in today, and I didn't realize Mum had done the washing. I'm like, damn, she could have washed these with him. I could have filmed this clip tomorrow. Either way, we start off with Lost Highway. Says written and directed by David Lynch on the top. Just nice. It's the kind of classic design of having the Japanese font, a bit of the main poster, and then the characters on the bottom in the 4 squares. It's nice. It's very simplistic, very noirish. Got Bill Pullman's character there. Got Patricia Arquette and Patricia Arquette and Patricia Arquette. That's and the weird man. Anyway, gotta throw that in the wash. This one is probably my favorite of them. Is the Blue Velvet shirt. Beautiful image of Isabella Rossellini there. The Japanese font. Picture of Jeffrey Beaumont on the bottom, of course. What is it? It's a Strange World is a quote that's on it, which is great. It does say Blue Velvet there, of course, which is great. In that font, a font which is replicated on the back, which unfortunately Lost Highway doesn't have a back to it, but this one on the back says directed by David Lynch, which I think is just fucking superb. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that so much. So that's going to be my favourite one of those to wear, even though there's 2 more, and they're all great. You've got a Razorhead, which, does look very lumpy bumpy because this is one thick texture. Apparently it glows in the dark, so that's something. My girlfriend was adamant that I don't buy this because she's like, it's just going to be a dude's big face on your chest. I'm like, yeah, I know. But the thing is, I fucking love this movie, and I don't have a t-shirt of it. And the only other t-shirt that was released by Rucking Fountain is you can't buy it anymore unless you get it on a second-hand market or something. But it does also have "You've got your good things and I've got mine," the quote from it, which is great. Yeah, so I like that. It's going to be very chunky to wear because again, the texture of this is very thick. Same as the texture on the back for all the words and whatever. But I'm kind of a bit used to that. Some of their shirts are like that where they have to be. I think it's a thinner material of a shirt, but a thicker text, which is fine. It's very spotty. I don't think I would wear that one out to a movie potentially. I don't know because it's like if I was to go out to the cinema or to the Cinemaniacs and wear it, like, usually when I go to the Cinemaniacs where I'd love to wear my more creative shirts, I'm usually wearing a Cinemaniac shirt now because I work there. So I'm like, ooh, do I wear my Blue Velvet one at a screening? I don't know. We'll see. And then there's Wild at Heart, which is actually a long sleeve one because I've started wearing their long sleeve ones more. I only have 3 of them now. The first one was Akira, which I really love wearing, and the other one is my Fire Walk With Me shirt. So I do have a couple of I got a couple of Twin Peaks ones, but this one I just really loved the design of it, and I really wanted the backing of the design because the back is that part of the poster, which I really loved. And I was like, that just looks gorgeous. Not to mention, it obviously has artwork. Again, obviously. If you're accustomed to Rucking Fountain, you would know that they have words on the sleeves. And I'm trying to display this to the best of my ability, but I'm going to have to puppet this a little bit, because obviously I'm not a model. Clearly. Good God. I haven't washed it yet, so it's still sticky in the middle. So yeah, that just says Wild at Heart. It says Wild at Heart there, which is nice. But then on the other arm, my hand's stuck. Oh my God. You can probably guess what the other arm says because if you've seen any of my videos kind of more recently that have my Fire Walk With Me one, they do feature it saying, I believe that says David Lynch. I think it's upside down. It's fucking upside down. Of course it is. It says David Lynch. on the sleeve here. Trying to show that to the best of its ability. Kind of. Yeah. David Lynch. With some hearts around it as well. Yeah. Anyway. That's the shirts. So I'm going to wear the Wild Heart one too. It's nice to have another long sleeve one. I think I decided on that long sleeve one in contrast to the others. I think they had one for Lost Highway, but I can't remember. But they definitely had one for Blue Velvet, which had like roses down the sides. I was just like, maybe not. I'm content with the regular version. And Wild at Heart did have a nice purple shirt, but I decided to go with the long sleeve one because it just had a beautiful text for saying David Lynch on the other arm. And I just figured, that's pretty fucking cool. And I'm not as huge of a fan of Wild at Heart in his filmography, so at least to have it and I can wear it during winter because, you know, I'm not a big long sleeve person, but I do like wearing them on colder afternoons or when I'm filming on colder days when the heater isn't blasting at 25 fucking degrees. Anyway, let's talk about the physical media side, yeah? Now, I promised myself I wouldn't talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. I bought 4 things. I've returned 1. I have hardly ever returned anything. I bought these all from Metal Movies on eBay. Metal Movies is great. They had a bunch of sales on, like, some 10%, some 20% off ones, whatever. I ended up, for a total of $160, got 4 movies, which made them $40 a film, which was great, because one of them in particular was $60. It was actually, like, retail. They were selling it for $67.99. It dropped down in price to $61.19. I'm getting $52 back from it because of $8 for postage fees, which sucks, but, you know, cut the prices down, whatever, remove the $52.50 from the $160, it's $107, fucking 50 or some shit, and that becomes like $35 per Blu-ray, which is actually still cheaper than what I would have bought them for individually. So let's take a look at the 3 I kept, because the one I bought and had to return was Seven Samurai, the limited edition from BFI. I thought it was the UHD, turns out it was the standard Blu-ray, and I'm like, I opened it up and immediately realized I fucked up. I didn't read the fact that it was just Blu-ray. Dodoy. I don't think I realized that there was a limited edition for the Blu-ray. I think that's why. So to begin with, we have Foxy Brown, the Arrow video release. I'm not as huge of a Foxy Brown fan as I do much prefer Coffee. I love Coffee. Coffee is fantastic, but I've seen this one twice now. I think I saw it on the Criterion channel, watched it at the Astor with my friends. Still was like, it's good, but Coffee is so much better. I don't even know if I'd watched Coffee first and then watched this, but either way, I have the other Arrow video release for Coffee, whereas for Foxy Brown, which, oh god, nice artwork in total, and then the artwork there is also really nice. I might go with this artwork. Man, it's hard to say. I might stick with the new kind of artwork. I think it's new artwork. Reversible sleeve, original and new commission artwork by The Red Dress. I really like the new artwork. Yeah, I mean, it's a clear case, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I really like that new artwork. Surprisingly. Yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of like the highlight moments kind of thing. But I just like her with her afro. Because again, you open up, you get that disc artwork, and then you can pop that open, and you get the brand new artwork. And I imagine Umbrella will eventually announce that they're doing their own release because they did their own version of Coffee, which I didn't buy because I already had Coffee. But this does come with, which I wanted to have the fucking movie, but it also comes with From Black and White to Blaxploitation, which is an interview with Sid Haig. You get an interview with Bob Miner, and Back to Black legendary actors Fred the Hammer Williamson and Austin Stoker alongside Roseanne Caton and film scholar Howard S. Berger speak about the enduring popularity of the blaxploitation film, so like a probably big interview video essay kind of thing, and a photo gallery, whatever. Plus, of course, the audio commentary with Jack Hill, which I think is probably the most interesting part of it. So yeah, and that's from like an old DVD release, if I'm not mistaken, or did he only pass away recently? Is he even dead? I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. You know, you can't go wrong with some good old-fashioned blaxploitation. I still need to get that imprint set, if I ever get around to buying it. from Eureka, these actually next two are from Eureka, we have Juggernaut. This was a limited edition one that they had, which comes with the sleeve, UK release, of course. Really nice artwork, some special features as well. So you can tell that at least living here, knowing that the internal heating system is on, is because after every 10 minutes it starts fucking pumping out like there's no tomorrow. You can just hear it start to cook. It does my head in. Anyway, this is what you get on the inside. Still some good special features. I think a new audio commentary, a new interview, another interview, and then stills gallery and a collector's booklet. So the collector's booklet is the limited edition element to it. So yeah, it's just a booklet with some pages. That's usually how booklets go. And the interior artwork seems to be of the boat. Yeah. So pretty simplistic on the inside. I like the alternate artwork. Very nice. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of had seen it and was just like, Juggernaut, that sounds like fun, a World War II epic, really good cast, if I'm not mistaken. David Hemmings, you get Richard Harris, Omar Sharif, Anthony Hopkins, Shirley Knight, Ian Holm, Clifton James, Roy Kinnear, holy fuck. It's directed by Richard Lester, so, like, if the guy can direct the fucking Beatles, he can direct a shipwreck. How hard could that be? And last for this clip, Waxworks, another of the limited edition range. This is a classic. It's just a very early German expressionism film from 1922, I believe. 24. How did I get that wrong? Anyway, you get 2 scores for the film, which is nice, and audio commentary by Australian film and art critic Adrian Martin. I really got to meet Adrian if he's Australian, because that means someone in my circle knows him. Anyway, I know a lot of people in my circle. Anyway, you get the In Search of the original version of Paul Lenny's Das something in German that I'm not going to try to pronounce because I don't speak German, which is an interview with a person about based on her presentation after the premiere of the restored version of this film, plus Kim Newman, of course, talking about the fucking movie. Very in-depth stuff, apparently. And Rubus Number 1 originally screened in 1920s Germany cinema as a featurette accompanying the main feature. Okay, so it comes with like a short little film as well, plus collector's booklet with essays and whatnot. So let's take a dive into what it actually entails. Wow, it's the same fucking artwork. Man, I love my limited edition slipcovers. Anyway, it's mostly the booklet that's the limited edition factor, which again, same kind of jam booklet, writing, words, artwork, which is actually duplicated onto the booklet, which is really nice. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Simplistic, easy peasy. What else do we get in? And last but not least, we have Four Flies on Grey Velvet. This is the limited edition from Shameless in the UK. It's limited. I don't know how many numbers are in total, but this is number 1883. It's a brand new 4K restoration of the film, with interviews with Argento and Michael Brandon and Luigi Cozzi. A bunch of special features, as noted there. It does come with art cards and a booklet, which I'll briefly show off, but I have done a whole actual deep dive into it and what my thoughts are. So you get the film reversible artwork, which is really nice. Solid 4K case with one disc. You get a booklet with it, which dives into the film. A poster, which is a Italian version of, I believe, the original poster. It's not going to let me open it. Get the original poster, which is nice. I like that it's in Italian as well. And some alternate posters, just as little postcards. Well, little art cards. But yeah, so that's all for mail this week. See you kids next week where other stuff happens. Adios.